Welcome to Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel, and this is my reality. So listen, um, welcome to my channel. Um, Everything on my channel is, in my opinion, is for entertainment purposes only, um, and it's all alleged. That doesn't mean my opinion. Well, we'll get to that later. Thank you guys for showing up for Chanel's Reality and participating in another episode. Chanel's Reality. Shout out to the replay crew, the people that's gonna watch it after. So I was reading last night. It was last night. Um, Diddy, Shitty Diddy, Puffy Daddy, Pitty Diddy, Shitty Diddy, whatever. What is his name? I call him Shitty Diddy. So is it Shitty Diddy? That's what I call him. He went to the hospital. hmm I knew he was gonna try to figure out some kind of way to get himself to a hospital so that he could have some sort of issue, some sort of health issue that I don't believe. But I'm not a doctor, so there's that. Um, Hit that like button, guys, before we get started. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Shout out to everybody who's already subscribed to Chanel's Reality, you my people. Share my videos, hit the notification button. That will help you. It will give you an alert whenever I'm going to go live, or if I'm going to upload something, you'll get an alert for that notification. But anyway, back to Shitty Diddy. I'm pretty sure academics, that DJ academics, what I call him, Dumbademics, Pedodemics. I renamed him too, so it is what it is. But back to Diddy. I was just like, this man, they didn't, because they've denied him 3 times at this point, at least, bail. And I believe that he is one of those narcissistic, what do you call, what's the other disorder? Conduct disorder type person. People who are violent, people who don't have empathy for other people, people who have a complete blatant disregard for the safety of others. Those type of people, sociopaths. He just wasn't gonna do well in jail. But a lot of people have been on the air saying he's doing really well because he likes men, and that's where he gets to do all of the things that he likes to do, anyways. So, and people are saying that he. Hold on, wait. Let's see. I guess because he has money, everyone would be nice to him because he could just put money on everybody's books. That's what the streets have said. We can't trust the streets, but that's what they saying. So we're gonna roll with that. What else was I gonna say? Okay, so he was taken to the hospital last night, I believe it was. Hold on. He was taken to the hospital last night around, I feel like 12:35, probably New York time. So that probably was like, New York's an hour ahead of us, right? So maybe it was 11:30 here. I don't know. Anyway, they said that he was being taken to the well, let me say it like this. It's being reported that he was taken there because something was wrong with his knee. He needed to get an MRI for his knee that he allegedly injured 100 years ago, and now it's flaring up. I don't know. It's bullshit. I shouldn't say that. That's not nice, but that's what I feel. I feel it's bullshit. I feel like he's doing whatever he can to get outside of that hospital to see if he can, get to some victims or get to some people that he can't, get to while he's in prison, that he can't manipulate while he's in prison, or whatever it is. That's what I think. That's what I think he's doing. And this is the good thing about criminals. They think they're smarter than everybody else. And so because he thinks he's smarter than everybody else, I'm sure he thought, oh, this is going to be my golden ticket. I can get out of here and I can say some things and, get to some people that I couldn't necessarily get to while I was in prison or jail. And what I mean by that is he probably thinks, oh, I can use the hospital phone and I can, make some shit shake. Whereas when he's in jail, he can't use, all of his calls are monitored. Allegedly, all the calls are allegedly monitored. I don't know how well they monitor phone calls, but he could get in trouble doing things and saying things on the jail phone. That's all I'm saying. And he's probably thinking, oh, if I get to the hospital, then I have more privacy, or maybe they won't be, what is it called, recording the calls or something like that. So I think that's why he probably went there. Maybe he thought, man, listen, I can get away. I'm gonna just have some of my people come through, pay some people off at the hospital, and then I'll be out of here. You know, other people are speculating that whatever happened to Epstein is probably going to happen to Diddy. I guess that would be par for the course based on the evidence and the alleged history that he has with his victims. I mean, karma is balance. So whatever you put out there, karma is gonna, balance it on out. So I don't think anything's wrong with his knee, but he did go there supposedly to get an MRI, an image that, I guess at a regular jail. I've never been to jail or to a prison, so I wouldn't know. But I'm guessing the reason he had to get sent out is because maybe the jail has things like X-rays. So in case you break a bone, you could see that on an X-ray. Whereas an MRI, it has other images of things like you could take pictures of things like your brain, your heart, your other things that are going on. And I guess if you have something going on in your knee, then the X-ray wouldn't show it unless there was some sort of like probably fracture or something like that, right? But Diddy thought he was gonna, have his day of freedom, child, and they sent him right on back. Shitty Diddy went on right on back to jail. Yeah, which is where he belongs. He's a monster, in my opinion, allegedly. What he did to Cassie in that hallway, that's monster behavior. They also are the streets are saying that Diddy, um, that he somehow was injured in some sort of prison melee, or I guess some sort of like, I guess they're trying to say, oh, some prisoner beat him up. But I just have a hard time believing that. I'm not saying that people don't beat up people in prison, but typically, if you're in jail, let me say jail because he's not technically in prison yet. He hasn't been convicted yet. But if you're in jail with other people who are in jail for similar, oh, excuse me, similar or more egregious crimes, then anybody could get murdered, you know? Um, but my guess is Diddy still has lots of money and he's probably paying for everybody's books. It's my guess. Or for protection is really what I'm getting at. He's probably paying for some form of protection to not, get shanked. But again, I think some people, this is my guess. I could be wrong about this, but my guess is people are probably in awe. Like, oh my God, it's a celebrity in prison with us. That's what I think is probably going on. But he's been there, what, 6 months now or something like that? 5 months? When did he go to prison? I don't remember exactly. I feel like, was it October? I don't remember exactly when he went to prison. When did he go to prison? Let's Google it. When did Diddy get taken to prison? I probably should have said jail, but they get what I'm saying. September 16th. Well, almost 5 months he's been there. So he's probably comfortable in prison now. But I also think, and like I said, because I don't know anybody in prison or jail, but my guess is that since he's a celebrity, he's probably not kept in the regular population, is my guess, for his own safety. But I don't think he would be not. I don't believe someone like Diddy would be unsafe in prison. I just don't believe that. Because I don't think there's anyone out there. I could be wrong about this, but I don't think there's anyone out there like when people really try to hurt you in prison, I would guess, and I'm not talking about like regular crazy people that end up in prison. I'm saying if someone wants to get you murked in prison, and I'm not talking about someone pissed you off in prison and now somebody's gonna murk you. I'm talking about people from the outside. When you have what Diddy's being charged of, organized crime, racketeering charges, um, there's ways to get at you, I feel like. But I think that the people in there with him are probably in there enamored, maybe it's worn off the enamored, whatever, because maybe he doesn't look like he isn't powerful anymore. He's not dressed in, Versace suits or Armani or whatever it is. That was his thing that he copied from Tupac, my baby daddy. Rest in peace, Tupac. Love you. Um, I honestly don't think he's having that bad of a time. I think probably the worst of his prison sentences was when he first got there because he probably was nervous. Um, and I think he probably was in shock that he was there because again, I think he's a narcissist. But I think once he kind of got settled in, and then it was like, okay, I'm in here with these hard heads, but I'm Diddy. So what they gonna do to me? They probably gonna be enamored by me or whatever, which is probably true. But then month after month, after each time he gets rejected, his attorney is like begging, please, judge, let him out. Every time the judges are like, nah. And I know that probably makes him sick to his stomach. But I think he was probably sick the first maybe month. So this is the thing. Like I've worked in psych hospitals, right? Like I actually currently work for one. Actually work for two. But anyways, um, and what I've over the years, what I've seen in inpatient, or let me say it like this, inpatient involuntary. That basically means that you were brought to that psychiatric hospital or behavioral health hospital, whatever, however they want to name it, um, against your will. Like a court order by the judge says you got to stay in here for a few days or a day or 3 days or 2 weeks or whatever it is the court order says, right? Um, and I've seen many people come in there with substance use problems, right? So they're, can't stop using cocaine or whatever it is, right? And when you look at the movies, right, they show us Chris Rock with his ashy lips and he real skinny and he's shaking and all that. That is true. That's called withdrawal, right? But what I learned when I started working at these hospitals and I would, be assessing these patients that had whatever, if it was meth or cocaine, whatever it was that they were in there for, because they usually were in psychosis, meaning um, a drug fueled psychosis. So you paranoid because you own the cocaine and think of people chasing you and you swear they outside. Just saying. Um, I say all that to say, literally, let's just say I see someone come in or I meet them, I assess them on Monday. I come back by Wednesday, they are a completely different person. Not saying they're not still, having problems with, their addiction, but what you see in the movie where they sitting there shaking and all that kind of stuff for like weeks, that's not what I experienced in the hospitals that I worked in. And it's very interesting because I'm like, this is what my mind thought. Okay, so like when I used to work for a family court and for child protective services, and you would have parents that had a substance use issue, right? And so they would go to rehab, but you still would notice, even if they went to outpatient rehab, there, the next time I have you go do a random drug test, the cocaine is still in your system, or the levels aren't dropping, meaning you're still using it, right? Um, but you could kind of see these people, and it's just kind of like you think to yourself because of what you've seen on the movies, like these people this withdrawal is so drastic, and I'm not saying it isn't because I ain't never used a drug in my life, I haven't, but aside from like prescription drugs that you get like after surgery or something like that. But other than that, I haven't. So I can't say I know, but I can just tell you what I've witnessed. And if you watch a movie, you would think it's the hardest thing ever. And I'm not saying it's not hard. What I'm saying is the way they make it seem on the TV, it's like these people can't get better. Or if they do get better, it's going to take a year for them to get better. And, there's so many factors based on that's going to determine whether or not how you get better, how well you get better, how soon you get better, and all that kind of thing. If you can, um, stay clean and that type of thing. But when I started working at the psych hospitals, and I would see the people that came in, they have cocaine, or whatever in their system, and they're in psychosis, and then it's like you see them 2 or 3 days later, and they seem perfectly fine. I'm not saying they're perfectly fine, but they seem that way. They certainly don't seem like what we see on TV. So when I started witnessing that, then I'm just kind of like, so they've been lying to us all. And let me not make light of it because substance use and addiction is extremely serious and it's definitely a problem in America, right along with our prescription drug problem. It's a fucking big ass problem. Okay. Just saying. When I started working for CPS, I was like, damn, everybody do. I was just like, America has a coke problem. No shade. I just didn't know it was that, pervasive. I was like, what the hell is going on? You know? So that opened up my eyes to a lot of different things. But so I was saying all that to say, like, people might be like, oh my God, Diddy's rehabbing, in prison and they're not giving him what he needs. This is the thing. If you are physically addicted to a substance, doesn't matter if it's alcohol or some other drug, if you're physically addicted, meaning your body has to have that, or it could shut down or send you into cardiac arrest or something like that, physically addicted to alcohol, whatever, then they can't just take you off and just let you just hope that you don't die. They can't do that, right? Um, because you could. So, they're probably giving him methadone or something like that, depending on whatever it was that he was on. So my guess is by now he's completely clean, unless they say that you could get some of the cocaine or whatever it is that your heart desires, whatever substance it is. I've heard that. I don't know that because, like I said, I don't know anyone in prison and I don't know anyone in jail. Nor have I ever, but hope to never. But listen, I was on a panel the other night on this show on what's his name, the Drip Show with what is her name? Why can't I think of her name? Damn it. Oh my God. I cannot think of her name. Shakeen? I don't want to mess it up, but you know who I'm talking about. Shout out to the Drip Show. Um, and he had a panel of people and they were all on there talking, like there were two, I think, correction officers and some ex-military people who worked in the prison systems and stuff like that. And it was just kind of like very eye-opening to me that you could get a phone in prison, you could get illicit drugs, like you could get all kinds of shit in prison. I'm just like, how they getting this shit in here? But I mean, there's always a loophole. There's always a back way around. There's always somebody you can pay off. There's always something. But it's just very interesting to me. So, anyways, if he's not paying someone to keep him with a supply, then he's probably fine. He's probably way more clear now than he's been probably in the past 30 years. If he's been using that long, like I don't know if he has or hasn't, but I feel like he has been on something. Um, so he's probably very clear-headed at this point, aside from him just being a psychopath. Because it's a different thing to have to live and face your troubles and your, whatever it is that you have going on in the real world, and without a cloudy vision, without the alcohol or the drugs or whatever it is you're using to check out, you know. So he's probably looking at things a lot differently. Probably I hope for his sake, he is looking at his life and wants to say sorry. It's genuinely. Not that sorry will matter based on the egregious nature of his alleged crimes. Sorry doesn't even scratch the surface, not even a little bit. That man, to me, from reading those different lawsuits, just seems like not of God. But God can save anyone. So, maybe he'll be able to repent and, see the woes of his ways and, make some sort of restitution and, try to live a better life if he can. Um, it's difficult for me to wish harm on anyone, regardless of whatever they've done, because I do believe everybody deserves a second chance. The thing with Diddy is Diddy had 30 years of chances to do right and he chose not to. So I have a tough time having any sort of empathy for him because he's a monster. He had monster behavior. And I ain't God. I ain't Jesus. What's that, Marcia? I ain't Jesus. I ain't Jesus. So yeah, no. I don't know, something's going on with my camera. It looks kind of foggy for some reason. I see that. Is there something in front of my face? I can't tell. Anyways, so I wonder what Diddy's gonna do next. What his attorneys what they gonna concoct. I need my ring light because without my ring light, it looks like I have dark circles in my eyes, and I don't. She doesn't. But that's the way it looks because I don't have good lighting here. But so his, escape to the hospital was only for a few hours, and they took him back. They also said that they took him back. Well, they sent him out at like 12:30 at night because they didn't want the other prisoners, whatever, and they didn't want other people to know. How would they know? I don't know how. So the people at night, the night shift people could keep a better secret than the day shift people. It's like, stop it, like knock it off, y'all. Or maybe they thought, well, there's less people probably walking around the hospital, and so that means they'll have less people um, going and reporting it. But it's going to get reported anyway. So that's the thing that I don't understand. Isn't it? Is it not going to get reported anyway? If this man is in the hospital, and everybody's going to want to know why he's in the hospital and when he's leaving and when he got there and what was the reason and da 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 da. It's going to happen anyway. So I don't really understand the purpose of waiting until the wee hours of the morning. Am I crazy? Maybe it's just me. But so I ate some seafood today, y'all. Have y'all ever had crawfish egg rolls? Is that what I don't know if it was yeah, crawfish egg rolls. Those things were good. I had some crawfish egg rolls, and then I had some sort of shrimp and rice. Now the shrimp and rice stuff wasn't that good. I feel like I'm gonna add like some cream sauce to it to kind of like make it better. The shrimp weren't bad, but I feel like the rice needs something more. But overall, that experience was really good. But I would, you know what I would like right now to eat is like a. Y'all ever had like a peach empanada, like a peach cobbler? Imagine a peach cobbler inside of empanada bread. It's like heaven. Okay, that's what I would like to have right now. And I think I have some of that. What's that? What's the bread that you get that's like real flaky? What is it called? Damn it! It's like puff pastry. I have some puff pastry in the refrigerator. I might make some damn peach puff pastry stuff. Listen, I ain't got number time. Anyways, I'm gonna get off of here and then I'm gonna go watch the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. No, hold on, wait. I don't think it's the reunion yet. Is it the season finale? I think it's the season finale that came on last night or came on at some point. I'm gonna go watch that so then I can watch my one of my favorite recappers. Her name is Brooke Ashley. Shout out to the Brooke Ashley, love you. And shout out to the gray haired diva, love her too. Love Kempire, shout out to him. Who else do I love? Who are my people? Jamie, that's me, love her. Y'all go to all of these people's channel and hit all their buttons. Who else do I like watching? Kempire, did I say Kempire? I think I said Kempire already. Scotty by nature, he's funny in my opinion because he gives the girls the business. He does, and I'm here for it. But I don't watch all of these people daily. I would say I probably watch Kempire. Oh, Make It Make Sense. Love me some Make It Make Sense. Shout out to him. I probably watch him more than anybody because he just seems normal and not uppity and real. Now, I don't think me and Make It Make Sense could get along in real life because he's a what do you call those people? Aquarius, and I'm just not with the Aquarius. They can't be wrong about anything, and I can't be wrong about anything either. So therefore, just saying. But through this internet, I'm just like, I love Make It Make Sense. He's so cool. He just is a real one. He ain't faking and shaking for people. He just is who he is, and he's fair. He ain't on the internet blaming black women for everything. Like it's just, I love him. He's cool. So go to his channel, like him. But I don't really think he does recaps anymore. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Mims is going to be on TV at some point or have some sort of internet TV show or something because he's that guy. I'm trying to think, who else do I like to watch recap stuff? I think that's about it. There used to be this one lady. She was a white lady. She what was her name? Jill Informed. And then she stopped doing it. And I loved her. I was like, Jill. Because she was just like a middle-aged white lady. And she would do like the voices. She was a good time, but she was a white lady and she was very interesting. But so she ain't gonna be for everybody, but I liked her. But she stopped doing it. She said for some reason she just wanted to move on in her life, and I ain't mad at her. But I did like her recaps. I feel like there's somebody else I'm missing that I really like to watch recap. And I you know what? When I started my channel, I started it because I wanted to recap Real Housewives or whatever. Because the season that I started watching, like Kempire and Diva, the gray hair Diva and all them, was probably one of the best seasons of like the Real Housewives of Atlanta and then like the Real Housewives of Potomac. Like, because they had really good things going on those shows. And what I mean by good things, I don't mean like good things happening in the cast or nothing like that, but it was real shit happening, like colorism, right? That was going on in Potomac that they swear didn't happen. But it was definitely one of those shows where it's like I gotta watch it every week. Oh, in Beverly Hills, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. For the past, I would say, I'm giving them the past probably 5 years. They've been hitting on all cylinders. But we couldn't stand Lisa Rinna, and we had to get rid of her. But no, they had really good content. That's really what I'm getting at. Not that I wanted to see the downfall of anybody or anything like that, but they had really good content. Kenya's gone from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work. But I, for some reason, feel like she's going to be brought back to like the last episode or reunion or something. I think Phaedra's coming back too, which I never liked Phaedra on the Real Housewives of Atlanta because she just couldn't be Phaedra. She just was busy trying to cover and pretend that her life was perfect with Apollo, her prisoner husband. Just saying. But on Married to Medicine, loved Phaedra, loved her. Because she didn't have to try to pretend and fake the funk and I have this marriage and me and my husband gonna make it. She didn't have to do any of that. She just got to show up and be herself. And that person I actually liked watching. And then the internet and Carlos King and all the haters and we don't like her on there. She's not really giving anything. Shut up. Let that lady live. She just needs to stop putting stuff in her face. I said what I said. But Phaedra looked like a whole ass model when she left the housewives. I was like, where? But now I don't know. It seems like, is it just me? She seems like she's bleaching her skin. Something is happening with Phaedra's skin. I'm not sure of what it is, but something is definitely happening with her skin, her face. I'm not saying anything's wrong with it, but I'm just saying something's going on. Shout out to Phaedra. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Chanel's Reality. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I will talk to you later. Bye, guys. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm about to go to sleep. She needs to sleep. I woke up too early today. I need some sleep. Sure do.